Shall we get on with the news then, I suppose?
Yes, why not? Yes, okay then, chaps. If you don't mind, I'll go along first. Now, really, I'm going to start with a blast from the past. The Morgan three-wheeler is returning in 2011. This is a quirky car. It's brilliant. It really brings back memories. Maybe some of our older viewers would know this thing. Please, I think you can see a picture of it coming up now. It's over 100 years old, the Brown & Morgan, real history to it, and it's Britain's last true manufacturer. It's been with us in the country through thick and thin. You would have thought of Jaguar, maybe Aston as the true British brands. It's this, Morgan, trust me. Now, the three-wheeler existed up until 1953, so it's got real pedigree. Even racing types were produced. It's 100 bhp. It's fairly modest, but it's extremely lightweight, using a 1800cc motorcycle engine, and the 0 to 60 is 4.5 seconds, so it can cut the mustard. So folks, 4 wheels or 3?
4 wheels or 3? Well, the Reliant Robin's anything to go by. I'd definitely say 4. However, I think putting the rear wheel at the back is definitely a good move. I mean, it's tried and tested, isn't it? They've had much success with the car in the past. But yeah, it's interesting how up until 1953, that was the point that they decided, well, maybe a 4th wheel is quite a good idea. But yeah, I've also read recently that that thing does such good MPG that the government aren't really going to barter it for various taxes and things. So.
Yeah, it'll please all the green ecologists as well, which is another advantage of this wonderful little thing. Steve, what do you reckon about it?
Sorry, what were we talking about? Oh, oh, sorry, I don't even know why we're reviewing that. It's a joke. Do you actually think that is a decent car?
It's the essence of it, I think, that's...
No, this isn't a car. This is just a joke. It's not. I don't.
It's the pride of Britain.
I don't care about pedigree. My brother-in-law's parents' dogs have pedigree. That's a freaking car, and that has nothing to it. It's 3 wheels with some disfigured chassis put over it. It's a joke.
Granted, it is basic. I will give you that. It is basic, but that's the point. Like, for the same reason the MX-5 was great. This may be to a lesser extent because...
Yeah, but the MX-5 has so many factors about it which pull you in. That has nothing. That's about as exciting as lard.
You have to... I can't say I really like lard myself, but you have to give that... I mean, you have to give it credit for being different, it's inventive, and also it's proven to work in the past, so... That's surely all the basis you need to have it go again.
But the smart car was different. Doesn't mean it's any good.
No, that is true. It's not any good.
I honestly think until we get our hands on one of these, we won't be able to make a judgment. Because yeah, the stats look good, but the stats look good for that. What was it? That American 1,000 horsepower thing that we looked at a couple of weeks back in the podcast. This is just another one of those things that will just flare out. It's like when you see a catering, you sort of think, oh cool, catering. When that goes past, you think, what? Oh, no way. Just go away.
Couldn't disagree more, Steve. I'll take you up on that. If we can get our hands on one of these, I will be glad to test it, and I will bring you all the feedback you want.
Don't forget, you're going to need your goggles for this, because it doesn't really have a windscreen, does it?
No.
Particularly practical.
I'm afraid I have some sorrowful news for you guys next.
Oh, no.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Lamborghini Murcielago is dead. Yes, after 9 years of production, this absolute Goliath is finally going to be revving in peace, as we like to say. Sorry about the pun. Really sorry, that spoiled it.
That was ruined.
The car has become an icon. Like you see, back in the days, kids had Lamborghini Countachs pinned to their wall. Today, it's very much the Lamborghini Murcielago. We shall miss its howling V12, its huge size for something that could outperform almost anything. I think it is one of the world's greatest supercars ever, and it will be sorely missed. And of course, the swan song, the SV that they produced, I think is possibly one of the best cars ever made, full stop. I mean, in terms of excitement. I mean, I remember when VW first got hold of Lamborghini, we thought, oh god, they're going to ruin what a fantastically exciting... It was a bit like TVR at one point, wasn't it? It will kill you, but it's brilliantly exciting. But when VW rolled out the Murcielago, my goodness, it's really flying by the seat of your pants. The 4,999th car, which was an SV, was completed last week, and it shall be the final one to roll off the production line. Our thoughts and our prayers are indeed with the designers.
Well, what a shame. I mean, what more can you say about it? For me, in recent years, this has eclipsed pretty much everything that anyone else can throw at it, including Ferrari. It may be controversial, but I agree with that.
Oh, that's how Lamborghini came about, wasn't it? Mr. Lamborghini and Mr. Ferrari sat down to dinner one evening. Mr. Lamborghini made tractors, didn't know much about supercars. There was Enzo Ferrari with all his success and said, you know what, I don't like how you build your cars. And then Mr. Lamborghini went off and proved him right. And I think this rivalry, out of spite, I think though Ferrari has that heritage and all of that backing, I think that Lamborghini has very much earned its right to be level pegging with Ferrari, and the Murcielago to be just as great as what the Enzo is.
I think it brings meaning to the words, well, the saying, all good things must come to an end. I mean, you can't hate the Murcielago. It is just a defining car of the last 10, 20 years. It's something special, and the fact it's come to an end, I think, almost could be a good thing. Because it's like when we saw the end of the Diablo and the Countach, just something new was born from it. So maybe something even better and more mind-blowing will come from this. And I'm sure, because it's Lamborghini, I'm absolutely 110% sure that they will. If you see this for a Ferrari, it's like the death of, what died recently, the 358 or 430. Yeah, 430. When the 430 died recently, we saw something pretty bland come from that, in my opinion. But with Lamborghini, it's almost like this perfect evolution of, as time passes, it just gets better. And I honestly think this will stand with this.
It will be an intriguing battle, won't it, between the major supercar manufacturers. I liken it to the Lidl and Aldi effect, to cheap German supermarkets up against each other to create brilliant products, apart from these are four wheels and they are much more attractive. So keep up the good work, Lamborghini. And
keep up the good work in Aldi as well.
And Aldi, yes.
I can't believe you just summed up two of the world's greatest brands as Lidl and Aldi.
Other cheap German supermarkets are available.
Yeah.
To know.
Well, from sad news to absolutely fantastic news, there's a new Ssang Yong!
Ssang Yong?
Ssang Yong are back after the Rexton and the Proteus, whatever it was. we've got a brand new Ssang Yong, and it's called the Corando. We are absolutely amazed here inside Lane at Ssang Yong. There is something absolutely mind-blowing and special about these cars. You know, we get to test drive Mercedes and BMWs and Ferraris and Lamborghinis, but the second we see a Ssang Yong, it will blow our minds.
We have literally stopped car. We'd be on the way to film something, and we have stopped the car to go and have a look at a Ssang Yong in a car park. It's not because they're amazingly well built or fantastic to drive. It's just because they're so rare, especially in the UK. I don't know whether other viewers see them out and about, but we regularly play Ssang Yong spotting on the way to wherever we go.
It's true, and I mean, if Ferrari and Lamborghini were the Audi and Lidl, this well and truly is the Budgeons.
Brilliant. Right, a bit more information on the actual car though. It's one of these 4x4 crossover-ish sort of things. It's got a 2.0 litre diesel, which is what you sort of expect from a dodgy-ish Korean car, but we still love it. It can do 47 miles to the gallon, which is nonetheless quite impressive. You know, it's not bad. It'll please the eco warriors. Unfortunately, though, I don't think it's out of place to say that this probably won't be the best built car ever.
No, but that's not the Ssang Yong way.
That's the way, because you know what, as they say, it works for me, it works for us, and it works for everyone. It may only work for a short period of time, but it still works. Yeah?
Yeah. You do have to question a manufacturer that actually does have the slogan, "It works for me."
Oh, I do wonder what the bloke on the side of the motorway with his broken down Ssang Yong, whether he would agree with it works for me. I don't know, just putting it out there.
It works for the AA, RAC, Green Flag, any other motor breakdown service.
Yeah, so the big question is, what do we honestly think about this car?
Yeah, we know they're not going to be particularly well built, but we still like them. Looking at it seriously, from a serious point of view, I can't see it at all competing with anything that Range Rover, that Jeep can throw at it in the market. It will probably be trampled underfoot. Sorry to say that, But nonetheless,
That's the Ssang Yong way, isn't it?
it is.
It works for somebody out there, so that's the main thing. I think they've actually paid a proper designer who actually has eyes to design this one. It's a bit more sightly than things like the Rexton or Rectum or whatever it's called.
Well, yeah.
But nevertheless, our game of Ssang Yong spotting has been made that tiny tad easier with the induction of this car, I think.
Yes. Yeah.
From Korean manufactured cars to somebody who really does know how to put a car together. Mercedes-Benz could be argued as the ultimate in German automotive technology. And, well, they have a new toy for me to play with, so who was I to turn them down? Buckle up. This is going to be pretty quick.